Welcome back to Mythical Kitchen, where we all gotta eat, and sometimes we ride spinning teacups. I don't get that reference. Is that a ride at Disneyland?
It is. I wouldn't recommend eating and then doing that.
No, that sounds like a terrible time. Spoiler alert, these are my cast members for today. That's another Disney reference?
That's another, yep.
Oh, thank God,
Right,
we're hitting
right
it. We're hitting it. We got the co-hosts of the For Your Amusement podcast, Byron Marin and Ryan Vergara. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, I feel like we got to run down our history before, because the only time we've met in person before this was at Disney World, and it was in the English pub that I don't know what it was called, because that was a very confusing day for me.
Yeah, well, okay, I'm trying to remember what side of the World Showcase we started on, because if that was towards the end, I was much different.
I think it was near the beginning. Were you drinking around the world?
We were drinking around the world.
You and me both, rather.
Okay.
And
so were you at the end of your journey, or were you at the beginning?
I think I was at the beginning. I've never been before. Disney, everything about it scares me very much. And so I'm going to be handling the food of today. And so I'm going to need y'all to give me all the rest of the historical applications.
We're pumped.
I'm just happy I'm not hunting ghosts today.
I was going to say, yeah, that's the other part of your career that I have no context for. But I mean, if we want to do like haunted Victorian food, I feel like we could rip that.
I think let's stick with the churros.
Let's stick with the churros. So what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be going back through 100 years of Disney food. I know Disneyland only opened in 1955, but we're going to go back to something that actually predates that influenced Disneyland. And then I'm actually going to do what is my modern twist on what these historical foods are. Something that I think could sell at the park today if they were to bring it back. All right, so Disneyland obviously opened in 1955, but there was another park that really influenced pretty much everything that Walt Disney did, including the food, and that's Knott's Berry Farm.
That's right.
What do you boys know about Knott's Berry Farm?
A little too much. How much time do you got?
We're on your time, dude.
So you can make an argument that Knott's Berry Farm was, would you say maybe one of the first theme parks
They definitely tout themselves as America's first theme park, but that's kind of open to debate.
It depends. If you consider like Coney Island like a true theme park and not like a boardwalk kind of theme park, then I guess Coney Island would maybe take that moniker.
I've even heard arguments because Cedar Point, I guess, like technically still like existed as early as like maybe the late 1800s, but it really wasn't formed into a park yet. Yeah. That's kind of where the gray area is, like where Knott's Berry Farm is. Yeah, if it started off as a berry farm, like it took so long to actually get to a point where there's attractions and stuff for us to consider it an actual theme park.
Yeah, I think the first thing that Knott's opened that could be considered theme park-esque was like the Ghost Town, right? It was modeled after
Calico.
Calico, that's right, yeah.
But you actually will like this because the theme park started as a result of the food. So Mama Knott's had amazing fried chicken. They had a stand on the side of
we're frying some chicken right now, baby.
And they had a berry stand, and the line for that would be so long. It would be hours long. And so they thought, we got to entertain these people in line so they don't kill us. And so they were like, we should build some rides, and they built rides to entertain them while they waited for the chicken. And then the theme park enterprise actually started because of how good the fried chicken is, which it is really good. And I'm seeing you bread chicken right now, and
we're bread and chicken right now.
Getting extremely excited.
Growing up in Southern California, I always just I never thought about the berry farm part of Knott's Berry Farm. That was just the amusement park that we went to. We did field trips there every single year. But like without the cultivation of the boysenberry, Disneyland might not exist. I mean, surely it did and it would have, you know what I mean? But like as an agriculture nerd, that's a hilarious part of all this. And the fact that like Rudolph Boysen invented the boysenberry, and then he fell through a fireman's pole hole while working at a fire station and broke his back.
I didn't know that.
Dude, it's actually such a crazy story. And so like he
crushed his poisons.
He crushed all his poisons. And then like he was cultivating the berry at a plant nursery in Altadena, and then the plant nursery owner died while Rudolph Boysen was recovering, and like all of his boysenberry vines died. And then there was one USDA official that lived on the opposite side of the country that Rudolph Boysen was like, hey, you gotta check out this crossbreed of the blackberry, the raspberry, and the loganberry that I made. And the guy was like, cool, it takes months to travel anywhere because it's like 1917, but maybe I'll see it one day. And so he literally comes out to California and he tries to visit the nursery, and Rudolph Boysen is disabled and the nursery owner is dead. And so that's where Walter Knott comes in, is they basically went to Knott's Berry Farm and were like, hey, there's this incredible crossbreed of a berry that I think you guys should start growing.
Walter Knott and Walt Disney, they actually were pals.
Yeah.
Walt went to Knott's Berry Farm before Disneyland was made and started to kind of like, it feels like it's told in secrets of like how much he was influenced by Knott's Berry Farm.
Well, it sounds like Disney really doesn't want people to think that.
Well, the party line that you hear from Disney is that Walt was going to Griffith Park and he was sitting on a famous bench and he was watching his girls on the carousel and thinking, oh, there needs to be a place where parents and kids could have fun together. Meanwhile, that already existed just down the freeway at Knott's Berry Farm, and he knew that because he'd been there.
I mean, it's less than 10 miles from Disneyland.
It is.
I think it's 6 miles by way the crow flies. Like, it's crazy how close it is.
Ryan, that's kind of like if, considering how many years I've known you, just like one day I just showed up, hey, like, so I'm thinking about doing this ghost show.
Oh, that's crazy. If you said that, I would shoot you.
And then I'd haunt you in your future investigations.
Yes, that's what you call making ghosts from scratch.
I feel like there's also a bunch of mutual respect there as well, though.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like the risk-taking aspect of Walter, Knott, and Disney, because I guess you even go back to the start of Knott's Berry Farm, it's kind of Depression era, and it didn't make a lot of sense to double down and buy extra land, and they like bought double the amount of land in like the peak of that, I believe.
Also, there's like an anecdote of like Walter Knott and Cordelia Knott going to the opening of Disneyland because Walt invited them, was like, oh, you should come see my park. And there was like a little moment apparently where they looked at each other on the train and were like, I think we might be in trouble because there's a new sheriff in town.
It's kind of incredible how, I mean, the overflow traffic from Disneyland, though, has contributed to Knott's actually being really successful. I didn't know that Knott's was like, it was one of the top 10 most visited theme parks, at least like as of 10 years ago. I don't know where they're at now.
Yeah.
But it like really is still a power on the world stage.
I think it's like 4 million people a year.
That's crazy.
Or like 4.4. You could check that.
And 90% of that is just teens trying to make out on any ride they could for their Orange County High School grad night.
Now, were you as dashing back in the day as you are now? Because like, I mean, look, you gotta like, if we were arm wrestling right now, it would probably take Byron and I, both of us, to beat you. We could probably take you.
Rewind to like what, college days? What, you're a UCLA guy? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, right on. So like we rewind back there, would we have a fighting chance?
Okay, so in college, I was in this would have been senior year of high school. I would have been about 70 pounds heavier, and my bench was about 100 pounds more than it is currently. I was a Division I shot putter.
You were a shot putter?
I was a shot putter. That's what I did. You're right.
Big berries.
I ended up with very big berries.
What's the noise you made?
It changed, and it was influenced by my best friend. I switched to his grunt. He's actually an Olympian. He's a Greek Olympian, and when he throws, he goes like, "Opa!" And so it kind of hits like the opa. And I was like, that's so cool, and I'm not Greek, but I started doing that.
Yeah.
When I switched to hammer throw, so I'd release to be like, "Opa!" and kind of stomp. But it used to.
It does help you throw farther, right?
It does. It does.
Like I know, like there's a new Dodgers pitcher named Roki Sasaki. He's a young Japanese kid, and his grunts are extremely high pitched. They're very funny.
Can you imitate it?
It's like. He sounds like he's throwing a Pokeball.
Super Smash Brothers.
It's like Kirby or something.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's like Link from Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, like a Link. There's the thought that Rudolph Boysen was the one who actually bred the cross of the 3 distinct berries, but then there are some people who think, and this is like internet lore, that he actually just found it in a dead guy's backyard. Like the details are very hazy, but apparently
was it not Walter Knott finding it in his? Because that was kind of the thing that like the boysenberries were kind of on these dilapidated vines in this dead guy's nursery in Altadena.
Yeah,
but people
maybe
think
that's what it was.
That Boysen stole it from a dead guy.
Well, they think that like he was like, it was a neighbor or somebody, a friend, and they had passed away, and he went over to the house, and then in the backyard, they're like, oh,
weird.
They're really sad that he's dead. Look at these berries, though. And then it was like, I can make jam out of this, and then eventually make a log ride for kids to make out on.
I saw this up. I need to tell you guys what we're making, because I'm pretty excited about this. I've never made this before. That's why I'm just kind of riffing right now.
Well, you don't want to hear that from the chef, but
I think you do. I do, man. That's the one thing I do want to hear is, hey, man, this is an experience for all of us. So we're making a habanero boysenberry spicy chicken sandwich.
Oh my God.
Because they've done a lot of like fun boysenberry meat fried chicken. I think they have boysenberry wings on this year's menu.
Sometimes they have alligator bites, which are really good.
So what I'm doing is I've taken some boysenberry jam, which I grew up on Knott's boysenberry jam like in diners. You'd go to like a local IHOP and they have the Knott's boysenberry jam. They were bought by Smucker's recently. And then they're discontinuing the Knott's like jarred jam program, which really sucks. I grew up on it. Is it any better or worse than any other boysenberry jam? Maybe not. I don't think I could taste it blind and figure it out. I'm gonna kind of coat this almost like Panda Express style of just like trying to get some of that sugar into that coating.
How do you guys get anything done here? Smelling all this just looks so good. Oh my God, this is getting me so excited for Friday too.
I gotta say though, I do
This is
enjoy
the
the juicy
appetizer.
exclusive aspect of the Knott's jam just getting sold at Knott's.
No, that is nice. That
I'm sorry, what was that term you used?
Juicy exclusive.
That's a Ryan term, actually. He's used it for a lot of the attractions that we cover on our podcast, where it's like an attraction that's only at one particular park as opposed to getting cloned all over like so many attractions are
I
nowadays.
respect that.
It's just nice to have a juicy exclusive because then it's like there's a reason to go to that park. I don't like that they're like trying to make everything like, you know, like treating it like toddlers that everyone needs, you know, you get a Tower of Terror, you get a Tower of Terror.
If we have everything here, then there's less of an incentive to go to, you know, Florida or the international parks.
That's true.
Yeah, do you think everything's kind of becoming roughly the same? Like that's the thing that I, you know, like I said, don't really go to theme parks that often, but the thing that kind of bums me out is when everything's an app and there's no more sort of organic discovery.
I think part of it is just like it costs so much for R&D for these rides.
Yeah.
And so if they have a ride that they know is a hit, it behooves them to be like, okay, we have the blueprints, and if we have the space, let's just, you know, drop this in like Roller Coaster Tycoon in like different parks, and we know people will love it.
Sure, but meanwhile, you got Knott's Berry Farm going, hey, what insane thing can we put boysenberry on next?
Exactly. Knott's, that's why.
And as long as we ban the teenagers from coming here alone.
Well, they need the teen. Well, they have the chaperone program now.
Yeah,
Because
wait.
Teens be getting up to no good.
Yeah, so
as they do.
teens can no longer go to Knott's by themselves. They need a chaperone.
I think they were just like they were smooching and they were smooching and fighting.
That's not what happened.
I got in-
There's a lot of fighting.
There's fighting.
Yeah.
They're fighting. That's what
Smoocher
they're
was in the Timber Mountain log ride.
I'd like to think that I snuck in right underneath that sweet spot. You know, my buddy actually. This doesn't help. You know, we're all trying to pair off on the log ride. A lot happened on this log ride at senior night. We're all trying to pair off. I already had, you know, my prom date, but my buddy, we were trying to pair off with somebody he did not want to pair off with. But we kind of at the last minute conspired to get them in the same log, and we kind of like shoved him in and like stepped back.
Oh, nice.
And then he stands up, turns around, and goes, "What the?" And then he gets hit by one of the scaffolding, and he fell in the log ride, and he had to like scramble out of it.
Yeah, that's some regional theme parks.
Yeah,
there.
it sure is. And so now the kids get chaperones, and they're not allowed to be there alone.
Nah, I think they were like throwing fisticuffs in the parking lot and stuff like that.
All right, boys,
I
here
was
we
just there
have
filming.
our spicy boysenberry fried chicken sandwich, a little bit of homemade pickles, some red cabbage slaw, a nice brioche bun. I think Disneyland should
pat?
put this on the menu to sort of heal that divide and come clean about their true history.
see.
I think it'd be a big moment.
It's good. It's fun to spank your burger.
It really is. It really is.
Not a euphemism. I mean.
Cheers, boys. Hey, to spanking our burgers together at Disneyland Family Park.
Oh my God, that was
Time.
we got some drip.
I didn't even whip the tablecloth over the knee. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. This looks too damn good.
So excited for the jalapeno. That is absolutely delicious.
Oh, hell yeah.
Does everybody behind, did they get the chance to eat this? Because I'm sad that they can't. 'Cause
All
it's
right.
so good. Holy shit.
That's good, right? That's good.
The jalapeno is actually what's bringing the sweet out in a weird way.
Need to ramp up. I take a lot of inspiration from Thai food. There's a term called klom klom. It means everything's balanced, but everything's taken up to the level of 11.
This is so.
What's your favorite Thai dish?
I love Thai duck noodle soup. It's really great. Khao soy is great.
I was gonna say
Khao soy,
toast soy. I had once in like what? It was like Chiang Mai up in the north.
Oh, hell yeah.
Originated.
That's where it's from.
He's a big foodie.
No, I'm not. Stop saying
No, I'm
that.
not.
You are a big foodie.
Dad, stop.
He actually has things to say when he eats food. I'm like, good, eat food, put mouth. This is really delicious.
Y'all got any guesses about what's going on?
I could smell it.
It does
I feel like we're jumping for a lot further in the timeline now, right?
Well, so we're jumping up to opening day. So this is coming from
okay.
one of the opening day restaurants. We're talking Casa de Fritos, 1955. Pretty much every restaurant that opened with the Disneyland park was sponsored by someone. There was like the Chicken of the Sea, pirate ship that was making like a dietetic tuna salad. There was the Carnation
Yeah,
Creamery.
Disney didn't have the bandwidth to. They're focused on getting the aesthetics of the park right, the feel of the park, and of course
Yeah.
all the attractions. So yes, they had outside vendors / sponsors kind of work the the restaurants.
And what's crazy to me is like how new some of these things were. Like Fritos, I think they only started making Fritos in 1947, and then Cheetos came in 1949. C.E. Doolin is the guy who he literally bought the recipe for Fritos from a Oaxacan line cook named Francisco Olguin in San Antonio for $100.
Oh, wow.
And then turned that into now a multi-billion-dollar company. But Casa de Fritos was their way to sort of like advertise all their weird little IPs that they had at the time. They had like the Frito Kid was their mascot, and like, but a lot of it was also a lot of people's, especially tourists coming in, their first impression of Mexican food in America, because it was a lot of Mexican food actually had to sort of hide itself as Spanish food before then. And so this was a kind of like big moment where it was very Disney-fied. And the thing that we're actually making today, the taco in a cup, aka the tacup, which was actually patented by C.E. Doolin at Casa de Fritos.
I can smell it. It smells very good, though.
Yeah. So the original tacup was just filled with like refried beans, taco seasoned meat, and then, you know, topped with some sour cream. But I think there's a way to sort of modernize this, and the way in is with Frito-Lay's most popular product, Doritos, which were also invented at Casa de Fritos. Yes. You guys know the Dorito lore?
As the story goes in regards to Casa de Fritos, they would have leftover tortillas or tortillas that started to go stale, and instead of throwing them away, they figured, okay, let's fry them, let's chop them up, fry them, and that was kind of the origin of what became the Dorito.
Yeah. And it was a salesman from, there was a company called Alex Foods that it's by the Morales family, but they had been supplying, that's so big, we'll trim it on the tart shell, we're fine. But they'd been supplying Casa de Fritos with all the tortillas and all their specialty Mexican products. You guys ever go to the grocery store and it's capital XLNT brand tamales? They're like in the random refrigerated, they're next to like the creamed herring now in the grocery store.
No,
and you're like, who's going here? It's this insane relic of the past, but they were some of the first, this is from Alex Foods, the same company that supplied Casa de Fritos. They were some of the first like mass tamale makers in America. So it's kind of this like legendary food company, and one of their salesmen apparently was the one that went into Casa de Fritos and was like, yo, if you don't want those tortillas to go bad, you can just, you know, fry them, salt them, give them out to people. And then C.E. Doolin, the owner of the restaurant, caught wind of that and was like, we can turn this into a product.
I'll tell you who's not a mass tamale maker, my family.
You're a mass tamale eater, though.
I'm a mass tamale eater, but we stopped making tamales a long time ago because we're a lazy Mexican family.
Why'd you stop?
It takes forever, man.
It really does.
It really takes a long time. Have you ever done it?
I have. I mean, I'll spend so much time making food just because it's like my hobby. So I'm trying to take the masa and I'm trying to shape it around this tart shell. So he created a mold for the tacup that is now in the National Museum of History.
Wow.
And it never quite took off because it did leave the menu in the 70s. But a lot of people think this might have been like the precursor to the modern taco salad.
Yeah.
Although there are several, oh, we're fine. We can just put that around it. But there are several like regional Mexican foods that are similar looking to the tacup or even the tostada salad. Putting the tart shell.
Oh, shit.
So I'm gonna try and just kind of press the masa out on this tart shell and we're gonna drop it in the fryer. My pitch though is to bring the tacup back, because they will occasionally bring retro foods back, but they need to do a Doritos Locos tacup.
Also, I love a good food pun.
Is it even a pun, the tacup?
I think it's like, it's lazy, but it's there. I think it's fun.
Fair point.
I enjoy saying it.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop this whole thing. So the mold for the tacup, it literally just kind of looked like this, except it had this like long iron sort of arm on it, but I feel like I can kind of just get halfway there by the, I don't know, man. If this, just shield your faces when I drop this in the fryer. Okay, cover it. All right, so we successfully have some tacups here, and now is for the Dorito-ification of it. We made our own Flamin' Hot seasoning and our own nacho cheese seasoning. You guys want one of each?
I would love that, yeah.
Hell yeah, okay, let's see if this works. This is so violently red. It's so hard to get all of the geometry of this. Oh my God. Okay,
how'd you make the powder?
So it's a lot of citric acid, a lot of cayenne pepper, a little bit of habanero powder, onion powder, garlic powder, MSG, buttermilk powder, a little bit of cheddar cheese powder, and then all of that red food dye in there. And then a little bit of maltodextrin to stop it from clumping up.
It looks really good. Oh my God, that burrito smells so good.
So we stewed this down for about 4 hours using all short rib on it.
And birria was not part of the 1955 equation for this.
No, it certainly was not.
See, we're tying it in with the modern age of
that's exactly
Disney
this
culinary work. This is your pitch. They got the birria already.
You guys were talking about how like a lot of Disney food is meant for the gram. We're certainly going to be doing one of those later today that I am very dubious of. But come on, what's more Instagrammy than a flamin' hot quesadilla taco? Let's see how this works. Holy crap. So I'm hoping that the birria consomme actually kind of gets like trapped in there a little bit, and it's almost like...
Josh, what are your thoughts on a consomme in regards to like how they sell it at like food stands?
Dude, I love it. Give me consomme in a plastic cup, and I'm so in.
How much do you take home with you every time though? Because like my issue is like, 'cause it's always an upcharge to get the consomme, right? And then I have like
It's only like $3
I have like
sometimes.
I have a gallon left over. I'm like, is that like soup for later? Or?
I guess that's true. Sometimes I'll drink it.
I drink it. I exclusively drink it, in fact.
Like a little freak.
Okay. All right, we got our Flamin' Hot. We got our classic nacho cheese. Nacho cheese, second ever flavor of Doritos. First was taco.
I gotta ask, do you guys intentionally like get the vents to blow all these amazing smells like in this direction? Because I swear, every time you like take a lid off or working on something else, we just get this big waft, this big preliminary waft. It's like we're getting the Main Street experience.
It's very Disney-like because they pipe in smells.
What?
They're like, if you're ever walking down Main Street, you're like, God, that popcorn smells heavenly. It's because there's like, they are piping in that smell.
Wait, outside? They pipe outside smells?
Yeah, that's right.
How do they get the air? I don't know how science works either.
Disney magic.
Well, they do moving people by sight lines. They'll usually have things like every land needs what's called a weenie, which is basically, it was a term that Walt used for his dog, that he would have a weenie in front of his dog and the dog would follow the weenie.
So funny.
And so a weenie on Main Street is the castle, because everyone sees the castle and they're like, oh, I'm gonna move towards the castle. Or a weenie in Tomorrowland, you could be Matterhorn, or Big Thunder Mountain over in Frontierland.
Oh look, what's over there?
And what's that smell? Popcorn. Where's my wallet?
Yeah.
And we got our
That's
weenies.
the Disney magic. It gets you to pull that credit card out.
And we got our weenies today, boys. We have our taco cups. We have our nacho cheese and flamin' hot birria taco cups.
This is like the greatest day of my life.
All right, hold on, because we need to get a lime wedge. Where are the knives at, V? Can I get a knife?
Yeah, I got you. Where am I? Ooh, that's a big knife. Can try to get it out. Ugh.
Hey, V, can we hurry it up?
Variant. All right, fine. Josh, I got you a knife. I also found a sword in a stump, but I couldn't get it out, so I grabbed you a scroll.
A scroll?
And this t-shirt.
She's found a scroll. What saith the scroll? Though a sword may give you strength, the only way to win riches is to find the golden tea of mythicality. 3 lucky people will win a total of $50,000. Go to mythical.com to purchase the golden tea of mythicality. If you get the gold, silver, or bronze shirt, you will receive riches.
Riches.
Riches! Must be legal resident of US or Canada, 18 years or older. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Sweepstakes runs from May 4th. That's 12 a.m. PDT to May 8th, 2026, 11:59 p.m. PDT, the year of our Lord. Terms and conditions apply, void where prohibited. Visit mythical.com for official rules. Rules. Riches and rules. I think a lot of the Disney food, it's meant to be kind of like handheld unless you're at a sit-down restaurant. This is a tough handheld one because this is gonna get everywhere.
No, this is gonna be explosive.
I don't even know how to eat this.
Are you starting with Flamin' Hot or are you starting with nacho?
I'm gonna start nacho.
Okay, I'm gonna go nacho then.
I'm trying to decide, like, do you kind of like sip it a little bit?
Consomme's good. Holy shit.
Oh my god, that was stupid.
It's really good. Oh my
I
god.
got Flamin' Hot. I gotta rip this on it.
Yeah, that's. Oh wait, are we going to Flamin'? We're moving to
I'm
Flamin'?
going Flamin'.
I'm going Flamin' now. Yeah, if they served this at the park, people would wait 3 hours. This is insane. People are waiting.
Come with me as we're trying Disneyland.
But except really good, like actually good. People be waiting like 2 hours for like a popcorn bucket at Disneyland.
Are there lines like that?
Yeah.
I'm scared, man.
Especially if there's a Figment bucket on
If there's a Figment bucket on the line.
Now the question is, can you get it at this quality for thousands of people every day? Because I feel like that's the struggle with.
Oh yeah, I can do it.
Oh my God.
I don't know if they have it in the budget to produce, 100 chefs of Josh quality here.
It's almost too much, especially with the habanero. That was my fault, though. I put that on there.
I'm gonna try that actually.
Dude, that's the bite.
Is that your catchphrase?
Wow.
That should be your catchphrase.
What one?
That's the bite.
That was said?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like an emerald.
You sure you don't want it?
No, you got it, man.
The good news is, we got a sweet treat coming up next.
Okay.
You guys ready?
All right, let's do it.
We're doing it.
All right.
We're
What are we
making
doing?
some goddamn churros right now.
okay.
I wasn't sure.
I didn't know if you knew how churros are made. They're made like this.
I saw the tray of the cinnamon sugar come out. It's like, okay.
That's a clue. That's a clue.
No shit, we're doing the churros. And then we got the pineapples here.
So this is a nice little like a pineapple compote that we made. We have some pineapple Dole Whip sitting in the freezer because I have yet to see, maybe you guys have seen way more Disney food than I have. I've yet to see the churro and the Dole Whip interact with each other, and I think it's a match made in heaven.
No, they have some concoctions they've made over in the Tropical Hideaway, which is something new in Adventureland, at least at Disneyland, but I don't think I've seen that. Have you seen that?
No, not quite. Actually, you know what? These chopped up pineapples remind me of when they, before Dole Whip became a real thing, is because Disney was partnered with Dole, and it was basically just like soft serve ice cream of sorts with the chopped up pineapples. And when they tried to bring that over to Florida, that didn't really work too well with the heat.
Yeah,
So
correct.
they kind of worked with Dole to kind of create what is now Dole Whip.
Yeah, they literally worked with like Dole's insane food science team. They basically put all of their best food scientists on like, how do we make a very stable pineapple flavored product that's super unique for Disneyland? And I think it was 1983, the Dole scientists down in Florida figured out the process of Dole Whip, which is like non-dairy frozen pineapples blended with like a very stable coconut cream. And that's how we get that treat today. What we're doing now is we're gonna make giant foot-long churros, which are very unique to Disneyland. And then we're gonna split that open like a hot dog, fill it with Dole Whip and a nice little spiced rum pineapple compote,
You're a madman.
and eat it like a hot dog. I think it's gonna work.
If this doesn't work, they're gonna put you in Disney jail.
God, wait, what do you know about Disney jail? I've only heard rumors.
We almost saw someone go to Disney jail once.
We did.
We watched them disappear, but we never got
watched-
to see
we
behind
watched-
the
Wait,
door.
you watched someone get disappeared at Disney?
So you know Epcot, right? Actually,
Yeah.
you know what? It may have been the same day we ran into you. We watched them disappear a woman.
Was it me? Was it my wife?
No.
We drank a lot, but like we were fine.
No, we were in line for the Frozen Ever After ride.
These were very much tourists.
Okay, gotcha.
And it was
gotcha.
these two people that tried to sneak to the front, and then they stopped them, and they're like, "You can't do that." And they were like, "No, we're gonna do that." And then the Disney cast members are like,
it was the wife really wanted to do that.
Well,
It
they
seemed
were
like it
trying
was
to
one of
tell
this
her.
is our last ditch effort. We are getting on this ride no matter what.
they gave her a
And
warning. They're like,
the
"Lady,
husband is
cut your
just
losses."
Like, please, no, please.
no.
And she like pushes through, like, they have like little like revolving doors
Yeah.
that keep you behind the line and everything before you board. She pushed right through those doors.
Which I didn't even know was possible.
And the husband's standing on the other side like, no. And she's like, get in this boat. Get in this boat. Get in this boat.
God.
And then we were the boat that got in right behind them. And of course, this is in the Norway Pavilion. And like as the World Showcase goes, it's like they bring people from those countries to actually work the pavilions.
I left there.
And the attractions.
Yeah.
So you have, these Nordic cast members like yelling across the
They're
queue
very
at each
polite
other.
people generally, too.
Yeah, no, but this was not it. This was you got a little slice of something different this time. So we get in the boat. Ryan and I are thinking, oh man, like they're gonna go through the ride and we're gonna see them go to Disney jail. Like,
Why couldn't it wait?
amazing.
I thought I was gonna come
They're-
back and
they're
see
10
like Goofy
seconds
with a knee
behind
in her
us.
back or something, and like putting the cuffs on her, and unfortunately she was
As
just.
soon as we got back, they were completely gone, and there's like a cast member door and like a long hallway that's right at the exit, and we knew they're on the other side of that wall, but they gone.
Where are the Disney black
They had like a
sites?
10-second window to get them away from us, and they did it.
Do you remember that scene in Texas Chainsaw Massacre when he like drags that guy in and he just shuts that giant like silver door and it's like.
Missed that one.
Anyways, they
missed that one.
She's hanging on a hook somewhere, I think.
I actually think those scenes are some of the reasons that I don't love Disney parks. Like I have a fun time, I go occasionally. I'm not like morally against it, but I feel like every time I go, I only see the saddest version of everything around me. I see the screaming kids and like the parents making a last-ditch effort to make this thing work before they sign the papers. You know what I mean? Maybe this one Disney trip can save us.
Yes.
And I just feel like that's all I see at the parks. And I don't know. I'm like intentionally seeing around all the magic into just the dregs of humanity, and that's more on me than on anybody else.
That's weird. I get that when I go to Cabo and I see like couples at like the dinner tables there.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the same
kind
thing,
of
right? It's the
vibe.
kind of like resort vibe of like you're in this liminal space where like real human morality doesn't matter.
People just don't know how to act anymore, you know?
Also, the history of the churro. This style of churro that we're making, I was actually really shocked that this worked. So most churros are not, we're such professionals. Most churros ain't this freaking big. But you go to Disneyland and they have 12-inch long churros, and that was very intentional because it was an employee in 1985.
Jim Lohman.
Jim Lohman, that's exactly right. When Videopolis was opening.
Jim Lohman, who was running food and beverage in the Fantasyland area, which is where Videopolis was located at the time. Now it's the Fantasyland Theater. But he also liked going to the racetrack, and he went to the Long Beach Grand Prix one night, and they had this churro stand, and he loved the churros, but as you're saying, well, they weren't always this foot long churro. They were about like 6 inches or so.
Yeah.
So he tracked down the people the vendors that made these churros.
You know how he tracked it down, right?
He found like an empty box, I heard.
He dug through the trash.
Wait, really?
To find the wrapper of the churro, and then track down the
I
company.
think it was J&J Foods or something like that.
sure
Now,
was.
the agreement had to be that they needed to make this a foot-long churro. It needed to be something that people could see. You could walk around like a trophy and other people walking by.
A walking weenie, if you will.
What it is.
Like literally, yeah, right? I've had some of they did a rose gold churro a while back. That was just like, it was like a lemon zest and like rose flavored sugar on the churro, and it was just like incredible.
They do every now and then put like fillings and stuff like that inside the churros. It's usually pretty miss, but I've never seen the Dole combinations.
We're gonna try it. We're gonna let this cool for a second, then we're gonna slice it open and pipe some whip in there. All right, we got the churro. It's slightly cooled. We put Dole Whip in a piping bag because we don't got the fancy soft serve machine. I'm gonna try and make an incision
This is like the pit.
in this Can we prep to intubate? I need a crike.
They really
Good work, doctor.
the cutaways, the close-ups, like they'll describe what's happening to the patient and they cut to a close-up, and it feels like they're personally attacking me.
Yeah, I am so glad I got through that first episode where it's that lady's like, I think it's the foot. The foot, she's in the train and the foot, and the foot's just out, and I almost turned it off, but now it's like one of my favorite shows. So now we're just gonna shove the Dole Whip inside and kind of pipe it.
Oh, I thought, okay, I was like, how are they gonna
This is gonna melt immediately. This is still so much hotter than I thought it was. Okay, and now we're gonna take that spiced rum pineapple compote.
This looks insane.
This looks like you're giving Disney a lot of really good free ideas.
I know. I was just thinking the same thing.
Didn't think about that business model.
Mickey's at
Hey,
home, just
the problem
riding
is
nose
they'll never pay for
feverishly.
sponsored content because they really don't need to.
Yeah.
Okay, boys, here we go.
This looks
We got the official Disneyland footlong churro meets Dole Whip the hot dog situation. Here, you guys should have the ends. I'll take the middle.
Are we gonna eat it like a hot
I
dog?
think we have to. It's going so
Oh,
fast.
yeah, it's going
going so
fast. Okay,
fast.
here we go.
We gotta go. Cheers,
Cheers,
boys.
guys. Cheers. Oh,
cheers.
I just got all over you, Byron. That's really good.
You get almost a little too much. It melted so quickly.
But
If anybody wants a fresh squirt into their mouth of Dole Whip just to finish it off.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
There you go. There you go. Just a little bit. Oh, good. Byron?
Oh my god.
Just kind of.
Yeah.
This now we would do this at the park.
You get the money shot there?
We'd have to have a very brave cast member do that. It's like you ever see like the mean wench at the Renaissance Fair who kind of like berates you as she pours beer in your mouth? We would do that but with a Dole Whip. That's my pitch to Disney. We're going from the 80s to the 80s, but the reason I wanted to have this is that it has persisted around multiple parts of Disneyland still to this day, but being discontinued and brought back almost constantly. And this is what became known as the Handwich, what was originally known as Castle Cones, and then what has now been at the Cozy Cone Motels,
Yes.
Chili Cone Carne Cones. They keep trying to make bread cones work. And this was a Michael Eisner original in the 80s as well. So Michael Eisner was the CEO of Disney, right?
That's right.
How is his legacy viewed? Because this is the context that I don't have.
It's complicated because I think he single-handedly kept the company alive. Him and Frank Wells, they were kind of like a dynamic duo. Eisner was the idea guy. Frank Wells was the guy who kind of reined him in and was the money guy.
Yeah.
And they were responsible for kind of the resurgence in Disney.
Nowadays, I think there's like a resurgence in like what he did, like the admiration.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of like very safe bets that are made nowadays where it's like, hey, this made this amount in the box office.
Yeah.
We'll make it a ride. It's going to work out. And
Yeah.
you don't get kind of the off the wall bonkers ideas that maybe that didn't always work or aged incredibly well, but there was a lot of ingenuity. There's just risk being taken.
Yeah.
Or him naming Splash Mountain because there was a Tom Hanks movie
That's
called
right.
Splash that was popular. And he just thought, it had nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah,
So is that Daryl Hannah as a mermaid, I think? Is that Splash?
I believe so.
The original title was supposed to be Zippity River Run. And they're like, wait, we gotta synergize here.
So funny. And he was responsible for the Mushu shrimp handwich.
Yes.
The original
That's many-
flavor of handwich.
I
There's a
must say,
reason
I
why
did
they
not
call
know
it
it came with
Eisner.
shrimp.
That was the original. So sorry, that wasn't the handwich. That was the castle cone. So
Okay.
he was obsessed with food. He went to the 1964 World's Fair in New York, and that was where, I didn't know this, Belgian waffles got their popularity of being known as Belgian waffles. Because it was a place called Belgium Waffle Hut, and they were doing Belgian yeasted waffles, and there were just lines for hours for this new pastry that nobody had really had in America before. And he was obsessed with that idea, and so he put all of the best Imagineers on creating new fun foods, and he used the term fun foods because every Imagineer that was like interviewed, they used the term fun foods and then finger quote it. So that must have been a thing. The highest matrix analysis became the castle cone or the handwich. And their tagline was the world's first sandwich that you can eat with one hand. Almost all sandwiches I think you can eat with one hand.
I'm one-handing a hoagie all the time. I'm not really sure where could they make that claim?
I struggle to name a sandwich that you can't eat with one hand.
I was gonna try and like act it out, but then I realized it's just gonna be gift to hell on the internet. Like how does one eat?
I saw this and immediately went, "Oh, that's kartoshkalach.
I see.
This is kartoshkalach." Obviously, you look at
Obviously,
this.
I know
This
what that
is the
is.
same.
Yeah.
Kartoshkalach. Come on, kartoshkalach, kartosh,
Rolls
chimney,
right off the
kolach,
tongue.
cake.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw these little tinfoil cones come out, I thought we were entering some sort of Disney conspiracy segment. I'm very relieved.
This
to
is
see that
Disney
is a
doing
handwich.
Hungarian propaganda. But I went to the Cozy Cone Motel and I saw that they had these cones that they were filling with chili, and I immediately went, "Oh, I've seen that before," because in Anaheim there's a bakery called House of Chimney Cakes that is making Hungarian chimney cakes, which is this exact technique. And so this is like a traditional Slavic or Hungarian dish that they like then turn, they Disneyfied, similar with the tack-up. And so that's why my pitch is they get back to their Hungarian roots. That's why we're making handwiches, but filled with chicken paprikash and nokedli, a typical egg and potato flour dumpling.
I mean, this is the first one where I haven't had a version of it at the park. So
you never
like,
had it?
No, because people when they over and get the cozy cones, I'm like, you're out of your mind. That's,
Yeah,
that looks like the most demented thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, because they're mostly mac and cheese based now, right?
They are.
They're filling them with mac and cheese and fried chicken.
Ironically enough, the closest thing I've had to a handwich is the macaroni cone at Epic Universe.
Oh, interesting.
Those are super popular now.
Weird.
We're
I
not
think
just
Universe
Disney
is-
guys. We're
that's-
theme park adults, not Disney adults. There's a difference. So don't come at me in the comments and be like Disney adults. We like theme parks, all right?
Yeah, we did have a comment once on one of our videos that said "Eat shit, Disney boys," because they were like a big Universal fan. And they always
That's
thought we were
unfortunately a
favoring
really
them.
funny comment.
Oh no,
I
we
wanna
were
see that
dying.
to a shirt.
I
think it'd be funny. Eat shit, Disney boys.
Wait, I think when we ran into each other at Epcot, I think were you going for the Epic Universe preview?
We were there for the media preview.
That's right. Did you see Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray perform?
We did.
Yes.
Yeah, I went multiple times.
Yeah, I was there in body.
Yeah.
That was at the end
So
of a
was
long
Mark
day
McGrath.
of drinking. Yeah, dude, that guy was great. By
He
the way.
really was.
I unironically love Sugar Ray.
Same.
It was amazing.
They've really embraced like where they're at currently in their career, and they.
You just lost a cone.
Don't worry, I'll eat the one that fell on the floor. We have our 3 kartosh kolache, or handwich cones here. I'm gonna fill them with. We've made nokedli, also very similar to a spätzle if you're
Okay.
German. And we're just gonna fill that in the bottom. That's kind of gonna be like the chocolate in the bottom of the ice cream cone that sort of like plugs the hole.
Gotcha.
And then we have chicken paprikash. Have you ever had chicken paprikash?
I have not. Have
Oh,
you?
it's such a lovely stew.
Maybe unknowingly, but
I see.
And I think this can really sell in the Florida heat.
What have you done?
You know, you can be like, come on, imagine you're
looks crazy.
Imagine you're a kid walking around Videopolis. You know, is this leaking through the bottom? We'll figure that out. You're walking around Videopolis, you're watching Captain EO, and you go, hey, do you want a bite of my chicken paprikash filled kartoshkolach? Who's gonna say no to that?
Yeah, man.
You know? Okay, a little bit of sour cream. Can't have paprikash without sour cream. You know that. It's right on top. And they're gonna hit it with just a little dusting of Hungarian paprika. This is imported. This one's just for me. This one's just for me.
oh yeah, are we getting the Doritos
This
dust
one's
again?
just for me. And then some chives. Again,
I mean-
you're a teen. It's 1987.
This, if you know, back in the day, this would be doing well on the gram.
All right, boys. Here we have our 1980s handwich reimagined for the modern era with our Hungarian nokedli and paprikash, because this, of course, is a traditional kartoshkolach.
That's right. I noticed you staring at my cone from across the floor. Sorry, it's dripping. Well, unfortunately, it's pretty good.
I took the world's worst approach.
Wow.
This is gonna make for a hell of a close-up.
It really is.
You look like Scarface.
I think this one could use another couple rounds of Imagineering, if we're being honest. You know what I mean?
This might have hit the cutting room
Go
floor.
back to the drawing board.
And you know what? The cone structure, like the breading of the cone is delicious.
It's shockingly held up too. It is.
Awesome.
It almost held
This
up.
guy's
too
fighting
much.
for his life over here. Holy shit. In the words of the great Desi Arnaz, you have some splaining to do.
I sure do. I sure do. I think Disney also had some splaining to do, and I was hoping you guys could help explain what the hell the pickle dog is.
That's your guess is as good as mine, man. No,
Have you had a pickle dog at Disneyland? Because this is my main lens into the food insanity at Disneyland. This came around in the 2020s,
Okay.
maybe late 2010s actually. But they will take a giant pickle, which Disneyland and Disney World are known for their giant pickles.
Yep. But I've never had a pickled dog.
Yeah.
Corn dogs, though, you got to end with a Disneyland corn dog, especially
100%.
from.
Unironically, like, changed the way that I view corn dogs.
It's
Like,
the breading.
It's the breading. There's long all beef franks. The breading has this like beautiful glutinous chew. It's the right amount of sweetness. It's not bready. It's so good. That's not what we're doing today.
Okay.
Because they created, this is the viral thing where they are taking the giant pickles and they're coring them.
This is like that influencer thing I was talking to you about earlier.
Literally, yes. and like to the point where I see these videos and they show, you know, the perfect bite taken out of it. That I'm like, I know you took cuticle scissors and styled that bite in the happiest place on earth. It's driving me insane. And so they're shoving a hot dog inside of their giant pickles and they're battering the whole thing and frying it. And they also started serving it with peanut butter and Nutella. I don't know, man. I don't know.
These
but
people should be in prison.
what I'm doing today, Korean corn dogs are the best corn dogs in the world. Also, K-pop, Demon Hunter. Like, there's so many different IPs. I know it's not Disney.
I see.
But I know you can kind of weave this in. So that's why we were thinking about what's the biggest vegetable that we can shove a hot dog in. And we thought about Korean danmuji or yellow pickled daikon.
Oh.
So we're going to shove a
Love
whole hot
daikon.
dog in here. I do too. Have you had this before?
No, I mean,
I'll give you the core.
I've had small versions of it in Korean sushi.
Yeah, and like kimbap.
Yeah, it's really good. Do you know the corn dog cart hot tip? If you don't want to wait in that line because it could get really long unless you mobile order, just go to the stage door. Stage door is like it's right behind the Golden Horseshoe in Frontierland. No line ever there.
They're not as good.
Oh my God. Okay, some people claim that they're not the same corn dog. Oh, this is extremely.
A gift from the kitchen.
Wiggle that around as you explain this, please.
The saddest thing I've ever seen.
What is stage door?
There's a time and a place for stage
It's
door.
a quick
great.
service restaurant in behind Golden Horseshoe, and it's the same corn dog. People claim it's not the same corn dog as the one on the main street. We heard it from Disney themselves. It's the same corn dog.
Look, the placebo doesn't hit as hard, all right?
Okay.
The
Well, if
little
you
red
want-
wagon on Main Street.
You go wait 25 minutes for a corn dog on Main Street, and I'll get on Space Mountain with my corn dog. Or what is going on?
I overshot it.
That's extremely
So
satisfying.
they dip it in the batter and then it goes into panko batter, which I think is interesting. And you got to move really quick.
So you
to
tried
keep
to
this
replicate
moving.
their batter.
Yeah, we're trying to replicate their batter, and this is their process. They put it into panko, and I don't exactly know why.
May I
And
smell the
now-
batter?
Please. This is Disneyland's battering process for the
really good.
pickle dog. They go from a batter into the panko, and I think the panko just adds an extra protective layer.
Can I bite this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that was for you to eat. Sorry. Should have specified. That was Would you like to?
You know,
For science, I'll do it, I guess.
I don't think you're not gonna like it, Byron. I know you. You're not gonna like it.
My roommates had to put a ban on me pickling daikon in college in the house.
That is a thing.
Yep. Byron's been trying to cut down on his vegetables. Doctor's order.
Well, boys.
Holy shit.
My God.
Better corn dogs. I'll take the one that kind of split. Wait, well, actually, I'm going to garnish it first. So since this is a Korean-inspired corn dog, we're doing a little bit of gochujang mayo right on top.
You know, this is course number 5, right, Josh?
But yeah, typically you do either a dessert or a cheese plate at this level in a meal. Not today.
Well, I hope you enjoy getting no work done for a week, because this is gonna put you out for a while.
I feel like I just need to hop in a bath after this. You know, just kind of like reset.
The weight.
Do we gingerly touch our dips?
I mean, do it quick, because this stick is about to snap in half. This is
I don't
crazy.
know how to do
Look
it.
at, I don't
Ryan,
know, can
make
you
it cleaner
tell,
than the
like, the
last,
force that's being, like, this thing is a goner.
I need a knife. Hold on.
Holy moly.
I gotta knife it.
Dude.
I got a little bit of the pickle, a little bit of the dog, but mainly breading. So I'm gonna dive in again.
Okay. Wow.
It is delicious, but that also is like fried breading, which is obviously gonna be delicious.
But you
is
know
so
what?
upsetting to me.
It's so heavy. You know when you have like a Chipotle burrito in your hand, you're like, that's gonna be inside me.
Yeah.
It's a disturbing thought.
The pickle to protein ratio is ambitious.
Okay, could you like pixelate this like Japanese porno and so you don't see my mouth?
We honestly do that for most of the stuff we shoot.
All right.
Oh my god. No, it's not gonna work. I've never had combination of flavors before.
It's not bad though.
It's not bad. When we first thought about doing this, we're like, okay, surely we'll take the pickle dog, we'll shove the hot dog inside of another giant pickled vegetable. So few options of giant pickled vegetables that a hot dog can shove its way into. I'll tell you, you kind of think there's gonna be a lot of them. There's really only daikon and cucumbers. That's it. Now that we've eaten 100 years of Disney foods, albeit through a different lens, where do you rank all the foods that we've had today?
Okay, so this is 5.
Hey, one of them had to be.
Next, I will go with the Hungarian-based handwich.
You're going 5-1 right now?
Yeah,
Ascending order?
which is also delicious.
Okay.
Just a messy one. Everything's pretty damn good. Then I gotta go. This is so weird to put this third. Is going to be the Doritos bowl.
Whoa.
Flamin' hot. The birria bowl. Once again, really delicious. But because the churro was so damn good with the Dole Whip, and I don't know, it really worked with the pineapple. And then this is so sacrilegious, but Knott's Berry Farm, the boysenberry fried chicken sandwich.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if that's like has an advantage because I was the hungriest at the time that I had it.
I was wondering that as myself. My order is the exact same as yours, except the churro and the birria is it's switched.
That one's I was pretty torn between.
That boysenberry sandwich was crazy.
Dude, hell yeah. Truly, guys, thank you so much for coming. This was
Thank
the
you.
time of my life.
This was a huge pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us.
Hey, this is delicious, man.
Thank you. Everyone, check out the For Your Amusement podcast. You got anything else to plug?
No, that's pretty much it. We're covering rides there every episode on Tuesdays, 9 a.m. on YouTube. YouTube.com/@FYAPod. They make you put the @ in front of it now. No, we're having a blast over there. So if you like theme parks, not just Disney, head on over.
And if you like taking things way too seriously, well, we are the channel and the podcast for you.
That's right.
So.
And feel free to comment, eat shit, Disney boys.
Yeah, well, that's mostly been
It's
me.
our favorite.
That's mostly been me.
We'll
for the
upload
last
the hell out of
Yeah.
Golden Tea of Mythicality is back. We are giving away $50,000 in cash prizes this week only. Grab your tea for your chance to win at mythical.com.